Hello and welcome to our video.
In this video, we want to talk about the day we spent in Liverpool on our recent British Isles cruise.
Yeah.
So, what we wanted was not a Beatles day.
Right. We love the Beatles and no offense, don't send us any hate, but we didn't want to spend the whole day in the footsteps of the Beatles. And when you look at all the excursions for Liverpool, it's Beatles
Beatles, Beatles, Beatles,
Museum.
Beatles,
Yeah,
Beatles, Beatles,
it
Beatles.
really is. It's all the stuff. Decided to do our own thing and do the hop on, hop off bus.
There was a couple things we wanted to see first. We wanted to
Yeah.
see the bombed out church.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we just got done saying this wasn't a Beatles day, I did want to go to the Cavern
Yeah.
Club.
Mhm.
And when we told people we were going to Liverpool, the Philharmonic Dining Rooms were suggested.
Right.
So we wanted to see those. We went to some other places as well, but these were the things that we came really kind of looking for and excited about.
Mm-hmm.
What we got in Liverpool was 40-mile-an-hour winds
Yes.
and heavy rain.
Yeah, it was cold.
It was
Cold,
very
too.
cold. So we got our tickets for the bus at the Mersey Ferry building at the pier. It's right off the boat. You walk to the right, and it's a really kind of attractive modern building. I'll put a photo up. Turns out we didn't need to do that. When you go into the Mersey Ferry building to get your tickets, you're able to buy just hop on, hop off tickets, or you can buy tickets that give you the bus access and access to the ferry to cross the river.
Mm-hmm.
It was so cold and rainy, we ended up not using the ferry tickets.
No.
So we could have saved probably, I don't know, 10 pounds or so if we'd have just bought the bus ticket instead
Yeah.
of the ferry ticket.
And there were a couple of different companies just parked right outside of the port selling hop on, hop off bus tickets. So
Right.
it was super easy. You don't have to worry about them selling out. There's no stress. Don't worry about it till you get there.
Yeah, you don't even need to go into the building to buy the ticket.
No.
They actually offer discounted tickets at the buses. So
Mhm.
we kind of felt like we got,
Oh, yeah, we
tourist
didn't do our
trap.
research.
yeah. But we're talking about a couple of pounds. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Once you get to the buses, they do leave on a schedule. I think it was 10 a.m. was the first, or maybe
Mhm.
9. It was probably 15 minutes after we got there.
Right.
But once the buses get going, they're like clockwork. There's
They
a
are.
bunch of them and they just keep running.
Right. They have a tour guide on them at all times too. So you don't need to worry about missing something. There's someone on the bus with a microphone telling you what you're seeing, the history behind it, really laying out Liverpool for you.
Right. And we, not knowing a lot about Liverpool,
No.
we rode the whole loop once
Mhm.
just to kind of see where everything was and understand, if there's two things we wanted to see, could we just walk between them or did
Mhm.
we need the bus? And that was really helpful. And it also gave us some time to let the rain and wind calm down a
Yes.
little bit. The buses are the two-tiered, enclosed
Yep.
first level, and the upper deck is open, but there is actually a little bit of a roof over the first few rows.
Yeah, the front of it has kind of like a dome. So even when it's raining, there are some seating options where you can go to the observation area.
Our first stop, once we had done the full loop and got off the bus, was at Liverpool ONE. It is a very large kind of indoor outdoor mall,
Hmm.
but it had a North Face store.
It did. So that was our saving grace. We were able
Yeah.
to get some nice warm middies and
Yeah, we got hats and mittens. From Liverpool ONE, we walked around the mall area a little bit. It's got a lot of familiar brands. It's
Mhm.
got restaurants. If you're looking for your Starbucks fix, I'm sure they had 3 of them there. There was a
Yeah.
McDonald's. You went all the way to the British Isles to eat a Big Mac. From Liverpool ONE, we walked over to the Cavern Club.
Yeah.
It's probably a 5-minute walk.
Oh,
It's just
super
like
easy. It's
3
like
blocks over.
right around the corner and down an alleyway,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
So at the Cavern Club, literally in an alleyway, yeah,
Mhm.
there's the Cavern Club restaurant, and then there's the Cavern Club.
Right.
Go to the Cavern Club.
Yes.
It is a $5 cover charge or entrance fee, however you want to look at it. And you have to walk down several flights of stairs. It is a cavern.
It is. It's down there. We should probably mention this is the club that the Beatles got their start. They played
Yeah.
there over, I don't remember if it was like 150
It's
times.
got 300 times.
Yeah, Eric Clapton had played there. It's where a lot of those guys from that area would go and play and do their gigging until they got famous.
hmm It's a really cool aesthetic. It's
It
like
is a neat
a
place.
cave.
Yeah.
They have a nice, classic bar up front. Lots of beer options. They have really good beer options. There was a gentleman playing a solo acoustic set. He was playing Beatles songs, of course.
Hmm.
And we got there early enough that we were able to get a table, sit
Right.
down, and look at the memorabilia on the walls.
Right. Yep. They have a lot of kind of like the Hard Rock Cafe where they've
Mhm.
got all the musicians' guitars and stuff from the era where they were a working
Show
club.
bills and things like that.
Yep.
After we had had our beers, the next stop we made was to get some lunch.
Hmm.
And so we went to the Philharmonic Dining Rooms. It's a historic pub directly across the street from the Liverpool Philharmonic. That's
Hmm.
the name. They also call it the Phil.
Yes.
And it's a classic pub setup. You go in, you find your table, the table has a number, you go order at the bar, you give them your number, and then they bring you your
Your
food.
food and everything.
Yeah. The food was really good.
It was.
Just kind of classic pub fare, but it was very well done.
Hmm.
And it's called the dining rooms because there's just a bunch of different
Yeah.
dining rooms.
Yep. There's like the room with the fireplace, and there was another room behind that. You go down a hallway, and there's like each one's themed a little differently.
Right. If you're there and it's not very busy, take a walk
Check
around,
it out.
check it out. And while you're checking things out, you need to go into the men's room. And ladies, I'm talking to you too.
Yeah.
There is a sign inviting women into the men's room because it is the most ornate room I have
Right.
ever been in. This room, I don't know why. I
No,
don't know
and
why
it's
they
not the
built it.
women's room. The women's room was lovely, but it's not like this.
Yeah, and that may be the only time in your life you've said the women's room is lovely. It's like inexplicably ornate, but it's really worth jumping in and just if you're a lady and want to see it, like the sign says, just knock.
He just took a picture for me. I could see it at the table.
Yeah, I was the weird guy taking photos in the men's room at the Philharmonic
There's
Dining
nobody
Rooms.
in there.
Yeah, after the Philharmonic, we wanted to go see the bombed out church.
Yes, for sure.
It's a £2 donation for admittance, and it really is just. I don't say just as if it's only a bombed out church, but that's literally what it is.
Right. During World War II, the Germany dropped a bomb on this church, and all of the walls surrounding it have continued to stand, but it's wide open. It's like a city park on the inside. There's grass, there's trees. They use it as a music venue
Mhm.
on the weekends for concerts.
Yeah, it has no roof, kind of quiet.
It was
Humbling place.
peaceful in
It's
there, but when you think about what happened to it, it really kind of puts it in perspective for you.
from the bombed out church. We walked about a block down to the Imperial Arch in Chinatown. Yeah, it was a gift from the city of Shanghai in the year 2000, and it's literally just a 2-minute walk from the bombed out church.
Hmm.
And there is another hop on, hop off bus stop there, but
Yeah.
I wanted to walk back to the one we got off at because I get anxiety about things like that. I shouldn't, but I do. So we walked back after seeing the arch, and then we were really done with our day. And
Yeah.
this was about probably 3:30 at this point,
Yeah.
and we had to be back on the ship by 4:30 for a champagne class.
Hmm.
So we got back on the bus, and the weather had cleared.
Yep. So we got to sit up top.
Went to the upper deck.
Yeah.
It's a lot more fun.
It is.
On the upper deck.
And yeah, you see a lot more.
You do. It's definitely worthwhile getting a seat up there if you can. Once we got back to the pier, it was really easy to reboard. And you
Mhm.
just obviously just walk on the ship,
Yep.
but it's not a long walk. It was definitely a fun day.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Liverpool. It's a beautiful city,
It is. The architecture is gorgeous.
stunning.
Yeah.
The super friendly people. We
Yep.
didn't have a single bad experience.
No.
Easy to get around on bus and on foot. I would go back to Liverpool
Oh, sure.
anytime.
Yeah.
I feel like even though we didn't do a lot of the Beatles stuff, there's actually a lot more I would have liked to have seen
Hmm.
that isn't Beatles.
Right. There's some museums and art galleries we didn't get to see. We had to be a little choosy because we had things back on the ship we planned to do.
Yeah. It was a great time. I highly recommend if you're doing Liverpool and you don't want to do a full Beatles experience, just get a hop on, hop off bus.
Hmm.
You'll see a ton, and it's a great way to explore the city and learn about it.
Yeah.
So if you found any of this helpful, or if you just want to help support what we're doing and the information we're sharing, like or subscribe,
Yeah.
or please leave us a comment. Let us know what you did in Liverpool and what we should do the next time we visit.
Absolutely.
Were we wrong to miss out on the Beatles? Or did we miss out on something entirely that you really would recommend we check out next time? Because I really hope we do get a chance to go back.
Sure.
So thanks for watching this far. And goodbye.
Bye. Hello, and welcome to our video.
Hi. That was weird. I'm going to cut the hi out.
Hi.
Hi.